construction and engineering firm Stefanutti saw a 14% drop in full-year headline earnings per share to 192 cents, while revenue fell 6% to 6.9 billion rand. This is due to competitive trading conditions, delayed contract awards and contract cancellations. It's declared a final dividend of 25 cents a share, bringing the total dividend for the year to 45 cents. And of course, Simon, we know this is one of your favorite stocks. Declare that up front.
No, declare it up front. I own it. I got a truck loaded around 10.50 or there's about.
So you might be talking his own book tonight.
I'm talking my book, but I'm talking it out front, right in the open. Market cap 2.3 billion, price earnings 6.2, dividend yield 3.8. That's on today's results. Travis, let's come to you first. Yeah, for a construction company, down 6% on revenue, operating profits down 12. You almost want to say, man, these are good numbers. For the sector they're in, I mean, compared to some of the other numbers we've seen.
If we look at the likes of Marion Roberts and PPC.
Marion Roberts wrote off almost their market cap.
Yeah, exactly. Very, very robust 8.2 billion order book, which is, I don't know how much has truth that in. I don't know how much is they're losing it. They've got.
I want to stop on that point, Craig. I mean, that's a good thing. I mean, there's two issues with construction. One is that order book.
Correct.
Yeah, it's an order book until someone cancels the order.
Correct.
The flip side is you get a giant-sized contract. We've seen it with Marion Roberts. When it comes to the end of the contract, all sorts of problems, and suddenly you wonder, did they actually make money on it?
Yeah. We're also going to look at the construction sector as a whole. I think since the World Cup, it's come down a lot. Tenders, also the Competition Commission on regards with the construction, that's also hitting both Stefanutti's and all the rest.
Yeah.
That's not going to play well into the stock. And maybe this is why the stock's under pressure at the moment.
Yeah.
Is it good? Well, we'll see in time to tell.
Okay, Frank, your view overall on the construction space. Do you think that they all fall in the same basket, or would you say some are looking a bit better than others, such as Stefanutti?
No, I like Stefanutti. I think, and the construction industry, because it's so bad, because it's fallen out of bed.
He likes beating down things.
And it's.
But as long as they've performed really well over the last 10 to 5 years, then it's a winner. Hey?
Well. This is what I would call a share with great recovery potential. So in other words, you're getting value at a good price if you get in now. But this company is also pretty lean and mean. It's got some interesting things on the go. Government is talking about a 1 trillion rand rollout, but they're not doing. I mean, it's just the same story.
Last I checked, I thought it was 800 billion rand.
It goes up with inflation.
Up to 1 trillion.
And being very cyclical.
But listening to politicians, I mean, it's.
But also, I mean, you talked about Africa earlier. I mean, they got 22% of their revenues outside of Africa. A lot of construction companies are saying next to Africa. Stefanutti is there and digging already.
Yes, and 30% of I think it's 30% of their order book is actually in Africa north of here, sub-Saharan Africa. And now let me just show you something here. GDP growth for Africa as a whole for this year is forecast to come in at about 7%. GDP growth for sub-Saharan Africa, the 12 nations that make up sub-Saharan Africa, where Stefanutti operates a lot, is forecast to come in at 8% for the year. And South Africa, we're number 11 on that list of 12. So a lot of the countries around us, Angola and things like this, are way up in their GDP forecasts. So you can look at Europe falling out of bed and about to go bang. You can look at all the rubbish in the United States with the government debt there and China slowing down and all these things. But hey, look at Africa.
It's actually happening.
And this is where these guys are looking and operating.
But so that's the problem. The problem is that it's very cyclical, and the global,
risky, sure, I agree.
Global economy as a whole is going to affect the sector hugely. And
less optimistic in other
they're sitting on almost half their market cap cash. That doesn't and very strong balance sheet. If you've got to buy a construction stock, maybe you don't have to.
He's trying to convince you, I think, because he's bought into construction.
It helps his portion go up.
Who knows how much further it could go down.
Hot or not?
I like it. I just looked at it for the first time a couple of days ago because it's very illiquid in terms of what we look at in the bigger stocks. But I do like it. I do like it.
Frank?
Hot?
Hot. I mean, I own it. I got to say it's hot, haven't I? Make no mistake about it.
I'd like to ask you how much money you've allocated to the stock over the past while, and how much you've been accumulating.
What's your backhand take on?
Let me just qualify my hot. It's hot if these things don't come to pass. The rest of the world is in big trouble at the moment and is heading for greater trouble. It could be pushing us back towards recession. Moody's has just fired a warning shot by downgrading Barclays. And 14 of their 18 big banks. Belgium is now just
getting warning about its budget deficit targets.
You know, it's in trouble as well. Portugal, yeah, it has. It's turned into, it's just become one of the pigs. Portugal's now in recession officially. Slowdown in China. Do you know China has a ratings agency like Moody's and these guys as well? They've just downgraded China. The China rating agency has just downgraded the UK. No, just downgraded the UK.
They're going to downgrade.
So what I'm saying is,
I don't think they're going to downgrade themselves, though.
But China is slowing down. You know, I mean, it's stepping down. It's not. There's still substantial growth, but it's stepping down. So these are the problems that lie ahead. So I'm saying Stefanutti stocks is hot, excluding all of this lot. If this lot goes bang, I can tell you something. We're heading for recession again, and we're heading for big market troubles. And this lot, and this is without the other things like the Middle East and
I think that's
stuff like
Time
that.
to get into your stocks.
Okay, fantastic. Well, I wanted to say, with all of this stuff brewing in the back of your mind, Frank, your hot stock pick, please. Is it going to be something very defensive like medicine, generic drugs?
My hot stock is up 120% in the last 9 months. Okay, it's a small share called Gold One.
Yes.
Now, let me tell you about Gold One. Gold One is the lowest cash cost operator.
Well, yeah.
And it operates in shallow mining areas with high ore grades. It's exploration, high margin resources. It's just bought. I think it was yesterday. It was confirmed yesterday. It bought Rand uranium.
Yes.
Small player, but a good player in the space.
Small player, but
and a good costs.
Yes, and also the uranium price since Fukushima has bombed out, and excuse the pun, and it's now just starting to recover and will recover. And China has just bought 17% of the company, with eyes at buying the rest of the company, so the rumour is at quite a premium.
So you'd be buying Gold One at these levels at R3.70.
I don't need to buy it because I've got it already.
So, okay, but for those who are watching the show wanting to buy this on the basis that you've just said
how
it's
can
hot.
you go wrong? You've got these multiple factors. You've got gold going up, you've got uranium going up, you've got corporate action, you've got very good internal fundamentals.
So $3.70, Gold One, a hot stock.
And Anthony picked it last week. I think it was his pick last week as well.
Okay.
Anthony Darren.
I'd like to give Travis a chance, please, as well. Your hot stock pick.
I'm looking at Massmart.
Yes.
A lot of talk regarding Walmart and the whole bid going through. Very strong management in the past. Done really well over the last 10 years. If you look in history. Strong brands across various business units. Even during the recession, they've been offering a great dividend of, I think, 2.8%, dividend yield of 2.8%. Proven growth. You know, does it need Walmart? I think it does to expand into Africa. I think that's very important for it.
I mean, they're almost using it as a beachhead.
Correct.
Yeah,
correct.
On that deal, my sense is it's going to happen maybe with some conditions.
Yeah, it's going to happen. Government are coming in, local versus international suppliers. How much do you want to use? That's a con. Procurement on staff, that's going to be an issue. And game retrenchment, they have to rehire those ones back. But I think Walmart's putting so much effort into getting the stock. It's currently trading at about 140. We picked it up about 138, 139. Target price on offer is 148.
So you're going to get half your stock. You're going to get 148 for.
Correct.
So on half
Which you still be buying at 140 Rand at these levels right now.
Correct. We're still buying.
So for those looking to buy Massmart,
100%.
Great time to get in because we've
very
actually
short term.
Something very different.
Let's be honest. It's a risk trade. It's a very short term. You know, this thing goes through I think Friday or Monday. We've got to be careful about that. So, you know,
if it doesn't go through, what then?
Well, we buy it on a derivative space where we have a stop loss in place, and we're looking at, you know, trading it for that 5-6% gain. You know, if you were wanting to buy it on a long-term equity, well, you know, I still think it's a good stock to pick. I still think if you look at the 10 years past and to the future, I still think it's a good stock. But we're looking at very, very short term for this deal. Everything looks solid, and we're looking for that, you know, target of 140.
And the Vestac boys are very, very big fans of Massmart.
Yeah, but they're also fans of PPC.
Yeah, I know,
and
Able.
And Able, but Able was up 4.8% actually. You've got to give them that today. Simon, yours the hot stock.
I wasn't on the show yesterday because I was out doing my day job or my other night job, whatever the case may be. Famous brands. Looked at those numbers. They're getting those margins to 20%. They're looking more seriously at Africa, particularly Nigeria. Pizza is doing huge for them. And the biggest Debonairs pizza in South Africa is in Soweto, and they don't even deliver in Soweto. And you could double the sales if they deliver there. They've got all of their drinking places, etc., which they're starting to rebrand. Kevin Hedwick came from from Keg. I think he can turn that around.
Yeah.
I just really like them.
It was down 7% yesterday and gained 6%.
Yeah, I mean,
were you part of?
No, there was some small orders that went through in the close yesterday that really pushed it down, and I would have liked to have picked up at that price. I missed it, and then it obviously bounced back up. I already own stock. I have bought in the last couple of weeks again ahead of the results. The results were maybe not their best ever in terms of not shooting the light side, but considering where they're coming through, what they've seen, really solid results. And Kevin and his team, they're firing on all cylinders, and they manage their brands incredibly well. They've done a lot of acquisitions, and in essence, it's a can they now bet it down? I think they can.
They're targeting a different, looks like they're targeting a different LSM group. You know, they're focusing on a new LSM group, you know, the Tashas, the Mug and Beans, you know, that other competitors aren't looking at that space. And, you know, taking away from pizza, from what I've heard, it's very expensive on the fast food group. And I think that what they're looking at is different. They're also looking at going into Africa a lot.
Yeah.
Growth.
They've got 122
so hot
stores
for you as well.
already in
Hot
Africa.
or not on
yes,
Famous Brand? Very quickly.
I also like it. It used to be called First SA Foods. It came to the market at, I think, R1. Yeah. And I remember making a fortune of it on its listing.
You're older than me.
One rand. And it's now gone through the roof. So, but it's hot for the future as well. It's a great
Fantastic
company.
on that positive note. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me. Much appreciated.